cases before, like explosion in news, and it was not actually due to NGV original components itself. It's because of illegal modification, I would say.
Right. And Danny, what do you think is the most important feature or benefit that NGV brings?
Okay, I think it's like that. Let's say the consumer want to install the NGV for their vehicles. First of all, they have to go to one of the certified installer workshop by the JPJ. Again, second thing is
how many are actually given the certification or qualification to install NGV?
I think in Malaysia it's below 50, something like that.
50 companies, yeah?
Yes, there's a certified installer in Malaysia.
Okay, so what do they look out for consumers when they go? Is there a certificate that's actually...
Yes, they have a certification for their certified installer, and the JPJ will issue a proof certificate to their workshop. Okay, and second thing is the component, the kits and the cylinder they are using must be approved by the ISO standard. Let's say we take an example, the cylinder. All the cylinder must, the CNG cylinder need to approve by the ISO. We need to have a DOSH approval. Okay, and the kit, the regulator kit that we are using must be approved by the CIRIM. Yes, this is most important.
So all these components, are they manufactured locally, or you
import from the overseas?
Okay, none are manufactured locally.
No.
Yeah? And how sure are we that it is safe? Does it go through a certain board to say that it's safe first before it gets into your hand as distributor? Is there a way, Dr. Zander?
Generally, in Malaysia, we don't have the check and balance system yet.
Right.
But in overseas, when we import them, the manufacturers actually put every single component that come out on a batch test, which is based on ISO 15500. So they have to test it there, they pass it to us. Now, with the ISO in our hand, if they have defects, they will lose their ISO. So therefore, from there, we have to base on the ISO 15500. For regulators for electronic systems, we do test them under CIRIM and under the MS 1096 regulation, how we convert for internal combustion engine on NGV. There are many standards in Malaysia towards it, but we don't have a laboratory that tests every single component. We depend on independent TUV, Bureau Veritas from overseas. So the key word is we have to trust ISO.
These are the products which carry the certification. Is that how you determine such safety?
Yes.
All right.
We do.
Okay. What are the other aspects that need to be looked into in order to promote NGV in Malaysia? Perhaps Dr. Zander.
Basically, the government needs to be more proactive. They have to do a push-to-people approach, inform the public that there is an alternative than petrol, than diesel.
But NGV has been around or in Malaysia for quite a long time, and this has not been done. Why do you think?
In 1992, the government introduced NGV in Malaysia through Petronas to taxis. They built their first station. Today, they have 138 stations. One of the reasons that the NGV is not promoted heavily on a bigger scale is that perhaps we see NGV as a taxi cab fuel. Petrol is cheap, RM, $1.80. There's no reason to use gas. But really, NGV is really cost saving with 70%. I'll give you an example.
But there's another perception as well that why people do not want to convert to NGV is because there's less power. Is that right, in Mohammed?
Well, if you're talking about...
No pickup or something.
If you're going to use NGV, it's not meant for performance, it's meant for savings. So for those who really wants to go for performance, maybe they can still use petrol. But
so you're saying there's no pickup when they use NGV?
Not as much as what people say. Maybe less than 5%, 10%. But it still depends on your car. If your engine is not working good or not in good condition, of course it will affect your NGV performance.
But for luxury cars, of course, those high-end cars like BMW, to use an NGV would be a waste. Danny?
I don't think so. Yes, because like example, I have a BMW car, and I already converted it to the NGV, and purposely I want to let people know that it's not only our national car can convert or whatever. So in terms of that, luxury car also can convert to the NGV.
But in terms of pickup and all that, like Muhammad was saying, and also, you know, Dr. Zender, but in terms of pickup, and when you have a BMW, it's the speed, I mean, on the highway, otherwise, it will defeat the purpose of having a BMW.
Yes, of course, in terms of the speed and the performance, it's likely if running with a CNG, it's depreciate a little bit. It's around 5 to 10%.
5 to 10%.
Yes, compared to the petrol.
Right.
Yes, because of the burning.
You didn't mind converting your BMW?
Yes, what we want is a cost saving, like what they say.
But I'm sure for people who use BMW, they can afford to pay petrol, which is only about RM 80 per litre. Yeah.
First, let me defend something. NGV is 5% less power when you go up the hill.
When you go up the hill?
Yeah, the cylinder is mounted to the car, and the cylinder is round. It's trying to roll down the slope, and while you're trying to go up, so you feel the drag. That's where you feel that no power is.
Right.
Right. It's like putting a full load of things in your boot and going uphill.
And if the car is heavier or the vehicle is heavy, then you will feel it more. Is that right?
Not really, because like Danny drives a BMW. It's a very well designed car. He really don't feel much of the power loss because of design of the car itself. Yes. 2. One of the reasons many BMWs, even Alfa, Mercedes convert, it's not about saving fuel. They feel going hijau, green.
They care about the environment.
Yes. They want to show people that I can take my BMW, I can take my Mercedes and put in a green technology. Is that bad? I don't think so. But of course the bonus is cost savings. So he gets 2. But very difficult for us to get Malaysian to agree on the green. Chances is they agree on the savings first. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah, I think that would be more of the pulling factor. Okay, gentlemen, we need to take a short break right now, and we'll be right back. Of course, the Auto Malaysia, which is being organized over the weekend right now, is also having an NGV seminar, and that's happening on March 21st, 2010, and that seminar will focus on issues relating to the NGV industry. Stay with us on Biz Talk. We'll be right back.